Hello everybody, my name is Anton. Welcome back to Let's Play 1000 Week Reich as India. Let us continue on for the last left off. So we are currently trying to compete, with the Chinese over control over the Himalayas. We've annexed Nepal. We are slowly trying to get them integrated, but it might take a little while. It might take a little while here. We're also trying to get Comoros to join into our sphere. It looks like it's going pretty well. Right now we have 38% popularity. And the conservatives and online movement apparently have just not even tried to put any influence there. So that is a net boon for us. Aside from that, there's still going to be a civil war going on in Burma. I'm hoping we'll be able to intervene sooner rather than later. We'll have to kind of wait and see. And aside from that, also in Iran, things are going very, very nice for us as well. So let us continue on here. Serbia is now in a civil war. That is fine. Because again, we don't really care what's going on in Serbia. You know, like, I'm sure Serbia is a great country. I've never been. You know, it's a shame that they're all going to be blowing each other up, but that's not our problem. That's more like an American, maybe a German issue. It's not for us. Unless they're socialist. They are not. Okay, they're reactionary nationalists. So not really who we have a great interest in kind of supporting here. Not that, again, even if they were socialists, not like we could really do too much with them. Soviet Union, the former Soviet states are kind of fighting amongst themselves, which is fine. By the way, if they annex each other, does this go away? Look, yes, if they don't exist, we cannot support them. That is fairly reasonable, I would have to say. They pushed in one more province, and we do want to get our way towards Tehran as quickly as we possibly can. I mean, we're 3 provinces away right now. What is their, where is their surrender progress right now? It is you. They're actually, they're still both pretty happy. Albanian Revolution, socialist. Enver Hoxha, Marxist-Leninist, okay. Not exactly the same because of revolutionary communist. It's slightly different, but still, you know, we have at least a potential friend in Europe now. Well, just kind of see how that goes. To be good in 1 week's time. We are at negative 45 political power, which is not great. We'll do some more peasant agitation in China. We'll see how that kind of goes for us. And you are not looking great. But you do have the supplies, so this should... You don't have supplies, really? Maybe, I guess we can maybe see when the railroad's done, because that's technically occupied by the national government, so we actually can't see the numbers here. But we do want to keep pushing. And we'll do our best. We'll do our best, okay? Our black brothers. While much of Asia has liberated itself from the rule of decaying European colonial empires, the continent of Africa still lies largely under colonial yoke. Even as the British preach about change or decolonization, they seek only to place their loyal puppets in charge, so they can maintain their control and continue to siphon off the wealth of these nations and peoples. As leader of the unfree world, it is our duty to assist the oppressed peoples, all oppressed by colonialism. By putting our resources into the African Bureau, we will accelerate our efforts in aiding with the real deal colonization of Africa and aid those who fight to throw off the shackles of white rule. Cost to African anti-colonial decisions -10, plus 150 political power. That's nice because we definitely did need it. Arabian Nights, Hangman Theory. I wanted to get to you, the Ghanaian expedition, so we can get another 100 political power. Excellent. And Guinea. You are social. You're Marxist-Leninist. You know, you could be a good friend to us. Is there anyone else in ideology? Anybody else who's communist? We got a bunch of socialist states, social democratic states. We could have some friends for sure. Get rid of ideology here for a second. Go back to regular map mode. And what do we have? The war malaria, not big deal. With 150, you're still good. We could, again, send volunteers to Congo. But I don't know if that really helps us. I mean, they are social democratic, which is nice. But spending 50 or 80 political power to send 1 or 2 divisions doesn't seem that meaningful. Are you at war with anybody else, or is it just Belgium? Okay. 2 to 12, 2 to 7. You know what? I respect the Congolese people. I'll spend the 80 political power. Why not? We'll get that done. And then aside from that, anything up here we care about is for operations. Get rid of you, get rid of you. And for our 30, don't care about this right now. Let's do Hardened Mines, followed by arming in Sikkim. We haven't done anything for Bhutan yet, but that might take a little while. And then for you now, we can send 2 divisions. I want to send 2 not garbage divisions, but 2 divisions that are not going to get bogged down in the Congolese jungle. Let's send Shah Nawaz Khan. There we go. Send those 2 volunteers over. Fantastic. Is there anywhere else that there's a war going on that I would provide volunteers for? Again, I would like to send them to Burma, but we actually can't do that. Not yet. Okay, is there anything in here? Australia, arm the Philippines, Bay Area and the Comoros. Unfortunately, our efforts to sway the newly independent islands. What do you mean? They had 38% for support. We had the most. Who do they side with? Colonel Autocrat, the Blue Party? I'm a little confused by that one, because I definitely feel like we were winning there. We had the unless they did like last minute, which I mean I guess isn't impossible, but a little disappointing. Okay, so Turkey is invading Syria. Do we care about this? Because Syria, they're fascist. Are they aligned with Germany? I don't actually know who they're actually in the Italian sphere, so not the greatest friend. Ernst Kaltenbrunner has been elected as the Führer. Okay, that's fine. Not a big deal for us, I would have to say. Again, we're not being friends with Germany. It's not what we want to do. Again, I want to be friends with the former Soviet states. See what kind of friendship we can get there. Now, again, we do have more. Let me back over here. We do have more focuses with Germany. You know, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 versus just 4 if we go with just the old Soviets here. Unification of Greater Romania. But I don't think we want to side with Germany. Germany's also... Did they just enter civil war? They have... Okay, so I mean, Germany's in like a shit position as well. Nobody is having a great time. Let's do some factories here, because that's got a 50% bonus. For our volunteers here, again, I think we just want to move towards Leopoldville. I don't think anywhere else really matters too much. All of these units are dog shit. But hopefully the Belgians are also dog shit. And if it's dog shit on dog shit, then we'll come out on top, right? Because we're gonna be like way stronger than them. Okay, more wars going on here. Perm has declared war on you. And then you two are at war with each other as well. At some point, I'm assuming the Soviet government will invade the Moscovian government. I don't know when exactly that will be, though. I mean, I guess if the Moscow Red Army wins, then presumably they're just going to get, annexed into the Perm Soviet government, but I'm not too sure. Because I feel like Ukraine is doing pretty well. Well, actually, because everybody's fighting right now against the Nazis, and presumably the other 3 are going to break away afterwards. Well, we do want to support the Soviet government here. We want to support the Red Army where we can, if possible, which, I mean, we can't do right now. I mean, I guess we could send them Lend-Lease, but I don't know if we really have that much equipment. Yeah, we have no equipment. We have actually decent artillery. But aside from that, we don't have anything. How do we have so much artillery? I guess we're making on that 2 factories. We need more guns. What about our troop numbers? Yeah, they're slowly being built up. Turkey has taken some states. Israel has taken over southern Syria. Turkey annexed Lebanon. Got some crazy stuff going on here. Oh, the Americans have showed up as well. Again, I want Tehran. But I don't like how you have no supplies here whatsoever. Go back 1 province. Because this Iranian troop basically doesn't have any HP, which does scare me. I want them to have some HP. Get rid of you for a second. Get rid of you. I want to keep anti-colonial struggle up for the time being. Kenya's not at war. Sudan is not at war. And I don't want to hear things. I don't want to crush the rebels, because that does cost us... I mean, we're at 96%. You know what? I'll spend 5% war support. Sure, why not? I was going to say I don't want to spend the war support on nothing, but actually it does look like it'll work for us. Indian diplomatic delegation. Today, the long-anticipated diplomatic delegation arrived in Guinea, a proud and increasingly close partner, even ally of the Indian Republic. Since its independence from the collapsed French Empire in Africa, Guinea has been led by a proud nationalist government, led to independence by the proud anti-colonial resistance figure Ahmed Sheikh Touré. Guinea has remained a strong committed to global revolution against remaining colonial oppressors, and has built strong relations with ourselves. Ceremonial meetings alongside real businesses were held, further strengthening our relationship with the country. At home and on the world stage, both our government has gained a political boost from their experience, as our morale has been lifted by the knowledge that we have allies in our struggle. Excellent. So, more opinion for us, which is great. More stability, more war support. Very, very happy to see it. I think we actually, if I'm reading that event properly, I'm pretty sure we boosted our opinion with ourselves. Which, I mean, it's good to like yourself. Improve success of African decisions. Indian anti-colonial call cells discovered. You know what? What do I want to do? Do you want to go to Europe? I mean, these two folks are garbage. It's really just doing the final two that maybe will give us some benefit. Maybe want to go to Indonesia? Where do we want to go? Hangman Theory allows us... I mean, again, Malaya doesn't even exist anymore. So... we'll definitely be supporting Pan-Malaya thinkers in Indonesia. But again, the Malayan national movement doesn't exist anymore. So most of this is actually kind of garbage. But you know, we could send some people over to Saigon. But I don't think that would be a bad thing either. We got the Federation of Malaysia. Currently is led by the British, which I'm not happy with. I want the British out of here. Southern Uprising. Okay, Polish and Ukrainian insurgents have risen up in the southern regions of the German central government. So it looks like you are now at war as well. I mean, all of the German Empire is completely collapsing. Ostland. I don't know what they're doing over there, but they seem to have a pretty firm grip on things in their country at the moment. Oh, wait, never mind. I used to know speak too soon. Latvia and Lithuania now risen up. Presumably Belarus will join soon. Yeah, okay. Fascist coup in Hungary. There's the Belarusian Soviet government. We've got the Novgorod Partisan line. I'm very happy to see it. I'm very happy to see it. So who do we have? We have Himmler, Manstein, and Kaltenbrunner competing to see who will become the next leader in Germany. Who do we want? I think that's a great question. They're probably all bad. I don't think there's anyone there where I'm like, you know what? We want to support that, you know, we don't want to support Himmler. We don't want to support anyone. I mean, the Dutch are, looks like they're aligned with the Berlin government. Slovak uprising. That's great. Again, Hungary is now having a coup as well. And Kenya is in a state of emergency. The situation in Kenya has deteriorated. While we have viewed the so-called Kenyan Land and Freedom Army as nothing more than tribal insurgents, the recent actions have become increasingly bold. Members of the KLFA have attacked government buildings and have murdered several pro-colonial elites within the colony. Due to this, the colonial government has declared a state of emergency and is now requesting assistance from London to deal with the threat. Lock decision. Support Kenyan Mau Mau. Western Kenya will have factories go down. Excellent. So let's see what we can do in Kenya. We want to support the Mau Maus. Support the Kenyan Mau Mau. We need 300 rifles. Okay, well we can... what can we do here to free some rifles? 18. We can get rid of one of the cavalry divisions. And that will automatically free those rifles. We can then support the Kenyans here. What about you? This is for Bhutan. 500 rifles. You know what? I'm going to cancel both cavalry just so we can have the guns. I'm fine to train them back up afterwards. It's not a big deal. But we'll send those guns to Bhutan. We will then destabilize Bhutan. And we can get some progress going there as well, which is very, very nice for us. And then... again, and then we can just throw it back on the cavalry. Should work out pretty nicely for little old me. For little old moi. Also, my division time now arrived. Again, oh, the Belgians are actually at full strength. You can maybe move here. So cut off central Belgium from Leopoldville. So all of these troops should end up losing their supplies. We can then move towards the coast Get an encirclement on Leopoldville. Not a complete encirclement because, again, they do have the provisional government here. We're not going to get the full bonus, unfortunately, but we'll try our best. We'll try our best. What about you? Rapid construction for 1 civilian factory. It's going to reduce our stability a little bit, but I do want those factories. And anything else? Again, securing donations. I really wish this was automatic. The fact that I got to keep pressing the button, I will constantly forget to do it. Do you have naval invasion tech? I don't know if it'll be important, but I at least want to have it just in case. And yeah, we will go up to wartime rifles. Get that going, and then one of you will be moving your way over towards the port here. Is there any other cities in the Belgian Congo, or is it just Leopoldville? It's just Leopoldville. So that does open up some choices for us. Okay, 4% repopulation is basically... It's not garbage. It's really, really good. But we have so much manpower that it's not going to be that useful. But we are going to get supply consumption minus 20%, which I mean could be nice. 20% soft attack, 5 organization, more entrenchment. 60%. That's our speed. And then plus 5 max entrenchment. Or more defense, more organization. Recovery rate, soft attack for the artillery. Plus 15 max entrenchment. Yeah, we're going to go for home guards here. That is crazy max entrenchment. If you can get that on the Himalayas, we will... That's kind of crazy, actually. This is for... You know, we'll do a visit to Madagascar. I don't think it'll be a bad thing for us. Ashland has been annexed. The Chinese peace doctrine. Days ago, a group of intellectuals, philosophers, and foreign policy experts in China submitted a joint letter to the Minister of Foreign Affairs. In this letter, experts are demanding that the Republic of China double its efforts in combating tyranny in Asia, citing the increasingly belligerent communist regimes as prime examples. While this alone is not worthy of international attention, the Chinese Ministry of Foreign Affairs has subsequently republished its contents and declared that the current Chinese administration accepts the joint letter as official policies, coining the term the Chinese peace doctrine as an official name for this strategy. So basically, China is outright saying that they will not support, or that they do not like us. One, rude. I think I'm a great guy. But we do need to start counteracting China here as much as we possibly can. In the CCP, the CPC, their resources are not where we want them to be. They're looking a little bad. Can't get our better artillery. What else do we have? Again, it is 53. Any new engineering stuff? I mean, actually, yes. We have so many research speed bonuses. We should be getting all of those going ASAP. I have never once had the meet with Belisana members actually work. So I'm not going to worry about that. Keep on arming the Sikkim State Congress. Get them up to 40%. I don't know if we're like racing against China on this, because I don't get to see what their numbers are. Presuming that they are also doing this mini game, which might not be true, but I'm going to assume that it is. Breeze up here worth 3. Iran is worth 10. What are they at right now? I think they're near the top, right? Maybe? There they are, right in the middle. They're both like halfway dead. Both around 20,000 casualties. I mean, we can maybe move our way up towards Tabriz, but it's only worth 3. We need to take Tehran. Right? Like, there's no denying that. Like, that is 100% necessary. Like, that has to happen. We need Tehran. Do I want a force attack? Is that stupid? It maybe is, but I'm going to do it anyways. It's just out 77. You have decent defense. I'm willing to give you that one. Concerted victory in Canada. Not a big deal. You've gotten sick. How rude. You honestly should never get sick. I don't care if you're fighting in the Congolese jungle. You should just be better. The Avalandar murder case. On the 29th of August, 1952, a headless body of Chennai Pam salesman Asi Alavandar was found on the Chennai Dan Ushkodi Express. Had been reported missing just a day before. You do know this was last year, right? His head would be found just a few days later, having been buried in the sand of Chinese Reich Beach. During the investigation, police found out that he was a womanizer with many relationships, one of which was a woman known as WWII Menon. Despite breaking up with Mr. Alavander in 1951, he continued to stalk and harass her. This led Mrs. Menon and her husband to murder him for slicing his head off and leaving Chennai for Bombay. The couple was soon arrested in Bombay, with the trial causing mayhem due to its heinous nature. At the trial, their lawyer argued that it was homicide and not a murder, due to the grave provocation by Mr. Alavander. Because of this, the couple had been sentenced, with Miss Menon receiving a imprisonment for 3 years and her husband for 7. Despite this, many have criticized the judge for being sympathetic and too lenient to the accused due to what they perceive as a relatively light sentence. But I will say, with the murder trial, I guess I guess maybe they've been in jail for a year and this has all been kind of building up. Either way, I think it's been a good time for us to end off this episode. If you have enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. Not doing it, thumbs down. You want to see more, subscribe, and goodbye.